Hi everyone, this is Granny Josie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to continue with my series on the 5 stages of grieving. I also am going to go through and skim around and read some of the parts of Chapter 5, Living with the Illness. Before I start, I will read my disclaimer. The information contained in this video is not a substitute for advice from a qualified therapist. My series is based on the book that I'm in the process of writing, and also my personal life and my life as a retired nurse, or when I was working as a nurse, but I am retired now. So I'm going to start with the grief. Grief is a complicated and misunderstood emotion. We all will go through an experience, maybe through death, divorce, or some other loss. All of the stages of grieving are the same. If we get stuck in one stage, the process of grieving is not complete. A person must go through all 5 stages. There will be no healing if you do not complete this. Emotions. You need to talk about your sorrows. Take the time to seek comfort from friends who maybe will just listen. Let them know you need to talk. They will understand, although they may not know how to respond. If they try to change the subject, explain. You need to share memories and express sorrow. It's really important that you get these emotions out and express yourself. And true, a lot of people, this makes them uncomfortable. They don't know how to deal. But if you have a friend that would just listen to you, like I said before in my other videos, a lot of people don't know how to express themselves, and they're afraid they might say something wrong. But the best thing is just to listen. Forgive yourself. You know, when we lose a loved one, we sometimes say, oh, I should have said this, I should have done that. And you need to forgive yourself for the things you believe you should have said or done. Also forgive yourself for the anger and the guilt you may have felt while grieving. I have explained or went through the anger stage in my videos. I think a lot of people are upset and mad. It's just a spontaneous feeling, because you know what? When somebody leaves this world, it wasn't their choice, you know, unless they committed suicide. That's a whole different subject. But when it's our time, it's our time. So, but still, sometimes we get angry at that person. Why did they leave me? You know, here I am alone, and especially when you have young children that you have to raise by yourself. So this is normal to have some anger, but forgive yourself. And you need to eat well and exercise. I know somebody's going to think, well, why did she throw that in? Because when we have a loss, sometimes we're drowning in our loss, and we forget that we have to take care of ourselves. And eating well and exercising is really important. Sadness, the most inevitable emotion of grief. We're going to be sad. That's normal. It's normal to feel like we're abandoned, alone, afraid. The anger has been exhausted. Sadness or even hopelessness may sit in. A person may feel they have hardly any energy at all, just very little energy. Crying episodes may seem endless. I think for me, the hardest time was at night, especially when you lose a spouse and you've been with the spouse for many, many years. So all of these emotions, though, they're normal. The main thing is always to get help. Family members, if family members won't listen or a friend won't listen, then, you know, there is professional help out there, and there's a lot of good professional help. So seek help. Now I'm going to skim through chapter 5. I'm not going to read word to word, and I know sometimes it sounds like I'm leaving words out. Well, I am. And then, you know, if you're used to watching my videos, my tongue gets in the way. Sometimes I screw up words, but bear with me. A very wise doctor told me many years ago, live each day like it's the last day with your loved one. Do what it takes to enjoy and try to bring happiness to that person. When they're gone, you will be happy you did all of these things. I will bring up the fact my daughter had muscular dystrophy. She had a problem with eating. And this wise old doctor, it was family doctor, I remembered his advice forever when he told me, live each day like it's her last. If you fix dinner and she can't or does not want to eat it, fix her a milkshake, whatever she wants. And that's what I did. And you will never regret giving that person 100% of your attention. I think of all the advice I can give you is live each day like it was their last. And I guess that's why I'm so much a realist, because so many people, when they go into denial, they lose this quality. They won't think about that loved one they're going to lose. They live like they're going to live forever, and they don't do some things that maybe they should do. They're not giving 100% because they don't want to face the fact that that person is dying. So to me, that's the most important. And when you face reality and you know you're going to lose that one person, you give them 100%. And it's the best advice I can give anyone. And like I said, my family doctor gave me that advice many, many years ago. And I try to live like that. Cook anything or everything that person requests. At times, sick people don't have the desire for regular food, or for some reason, they cannot tolerate certain foods. Spend time with them, not just caring for the person. If it's a child, read, watch TV, play games, whatever it takes to make memories. Sometimes it's difficult to living with a sick person. There are many demands. Sometimes there's no time left for you. That can be hard if you don't have anyone to help. Try to get the right kind of food, and if possible, try to get out with friends for a lunch once a week. I was very blessed when my husband died of cancer. I had a very good church support system. Once a week, two of my friends would come over and take me out to lunch. And one of them, husband would come over and sit with my husband. And like I said, they were good friends, and it entertained him, and yet he watched over him. He would read the paper to him, and it was fantastic. So, but you need to get away from the situation. You need to go out for lunch or go shopping, do something. So, like I said, I was fortunate. I realized not everyone is. I think this puts you in a better frame of mind, and you will have more patience with your sick family member. Love and kindness is what a sick person needs, and you sometimes need to get away and be in a pleasant mood and be able to handle those moods and demands. Now, my husband had hospice. I think it's a wonderful organization. I'm not trying to push hospice, so don't take it wrong. I am telling you about my experience with them. Hospice is a wonderful organization to contact and help with terminal ill patients. Your doctor can give you all the information and contact them for you. They also have volunteers who will come over and sit with the patient while you go and do things that you need, or do errands, or just have lunch. And it's true, I did not need that part of the service because of my church family, but they do have volunteers that will come over and sit, and you need that. You need to have help. Being with an ill person 24/7 is very difficult. Don't be afraid to ask for help from friends, and if you have a church family, most of them are great for help and support during these difficult times. Just remember, do something, make life as easy as possible for you and your loved one. You will not have any regrets when you lose them if you do some of those things. But also remember, take care of yourself. There's a lot of people who don't realize that the illness is not just for the person that is ill. The caregiver, the family member, go through just as much. They don't have the pain, I realize. In most illnesses, and especially cancer, there is pain. Excuse me. But the caregiver, I've seen in cases when I worked in the nursing home that sometimes the family member actually passed away before the person who was terminally ill because of the stress that they go through and maybe neglecting themselves, not getting enough rest. So please take care of yourself if you're a caregiver. And just remember, never lose faith, never lose hope, even if you're a realist. When I talk about being realistic, I still have hope. There is always hope. I've seen miracles, and the Lord still performs miracles. So never give up hope. And there was one other thing I wanted to say. As a nurse, there's a lot of things we can't say. At least when I worked, we could not say. But I remember when a family, this person was late 90s. And sometimes families don't realize that, doctors can't do everything. They're not God. They do the best they can with the skills that they have, and they save people's lives. But there are times you have to let go. And I remember saying to one family member when they were pretty upset because they knew their mom was dying. And I gently said, just visualize yourself in that position, in that bed. Because their mom wanted to die. She was ready. And I said, just visualize yourself. How would you feel? And that's all I said. And they were all right after that. Because it comes a time when that person is suffering so much. They want to go home. They want to go to heaven. They want to leave this earth. Just be there for them. Hold their hand. If they're a Christian, if they're a religious, whatever religion, pray with them if that's what they want. So there's just little things. Not that any of my advice or my book is going to make things go away, because no one can make this stuff go away. Just little steps to make your life a little easier. And again, I'm trying to make these as short as possible. Hopefully, I gave you a little bit of information that will help you. If you have any questions, please write to me. I put my email address in the video because I do keep everything private. And like I've said before, if there's a situation or something that um, I think that will help someone, and I wanted to put quotes in my book, I would get written permission from you. Anything you write to me is private, will never appear in my book unless you gave me written permission. So hopefully, like I said, you enjoyed this video. It's not the best, happiest videos that you're going to find on YouTube, but I'm actually doing this only in hope that it might help someone. So if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's fine. I usually don't even show the thumbs up or thumbs down. So have a great day, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye, everyone.